Up here at the very top, you've got records and search records. When I click on search records, what search records is for is that any record that has been submitted and somebody in your administration that's looked at these charts and has marked them as accepted, anything that's marked accepted, which is the level above submitted, you'll be able to search upon it and be able to bring demographics into an EPCR from previous patient transports on your frequent flyers, on the people that you go out and grab over and over and over again. All their demographics, their past medical history, their past medications, their current medications, their allergies, all of that stuff, their insurance information. You'll be able to search upon that, bring it in, choose what you want to bring it into the EPCR from this screen, but only if a previous record by that patient has been marked accepted, and that's going to be done by the administration. But open, locked, submitted, and accepted. Now, across the very top up here, you've got new, load, close, delete, clone incident. I want to talk to you very quickly about just some scenarios, some different things that you could have go on out there that this system does very well on. Let's say that you guys go out to a motor vehicle accident, and there are 3 that you're going to sign out that either don't want to go with you or they were never injured. And maybe you've got 1 patient that is. Well, inside of this system, it's very simple and very easy. You could do this a couple of different ways. There's more ways to skin a cat. But if you've got your CAD data, you could actually create 3 different versions or 4 copies of a chart with all your CAD data in it by just selecting that CAD line item and then choosing Confirm, Create, Report, and do that 4 times. And it's going to create 4 records up here for you to use, and then you could go in and then you could use 3 of those as your sign out and 1 of those as your patient that you transported. Another way that you could do it is you could go in, use your CAD data, create 1 chart, fill out a large portion of it, and then clone it a few times if you need to clone it a few times, and then use the clones for that particular report to do your other patient reports with. That's kind of how you clone an incident. All you got to do is just highlight it and choose Clone Incident. And it's going to come up and ask you if you want to clone it to a new record or to an existing record. It's pretty cool. So definitely you get that ability to do it. As well, you can see here that when you are and you have created a new record, you are going to be inside of a new record by noticing that up in the top left-hand corner, you have the record number, and then down below it on the left-hand side, you have all the workflows that lets you know that you're inside of an EPCR. When you want to close out of that record, you just click the close button, and that will take you outside of the record. The home button will always be here in appearance, even though when you're inside of an EPCR, so you can get back to this page. I'm just going to go create a brand new record. Record number 43, take you into a brand new record. Refresh this so you can see this on the screen. There it is. And we're inside of an EPCR now. The home button is right there. So if I'm lost inside my EPCR and I want to get back out to that main screen, I just go back to the very, very top and click on Home. There you go. And I'm back out to this main screen where I need to be. I can highlight that record. I can close that record. I could delete that record. Just be careful with that button because it will delete your record. So I want to start with Start Here. And whenever you go to each and every one of these tabs has a specific different level numbers of groups of tabs up at the very top. Start Here only has 3. I'm only going to talk about 2 of them at this moment. I will get to the last one towards the end of our training. I don't want to go into that just yet and spoil what that is. But I want to talk to you a minute about applying templates and what templates are, because right now there's only one template here, so it's not going to make much sense, so I want to explain it. I've been in the industry, and a lot of you probably have been in the industry back before EPCRs were ever a thing. You filled out a paper PCR, and you either tore off a copy, made a copy of it, gave it to the receiving facility, brought it back, made a copy of it for your QA records, you sent it on to billing, life was grand. And then came out the world of electronic methods. Then came out the world of NMSIS and NMSIS V2, which was what we were on a few years ago, where we were collecting about 250 data elements. Plus, you know, your state EMS councils wanted specific things, and not every state wanted the same thing. So you had your vanilla NMSIS extract, and then you had the specific state stuff that your state wanted to see. Then came out the world of NMSIS V3. And most every EPCR had to rewrite their EPCR because the way the NMSIS V3 worked versus the NMSIS V2 were so significantly different, they could not add to their existing platform. So if you look across the industry at all the EPCR vendors, they've all either come out with a brand new product or they have got some massive significant delays of switching between V2 and V3 currently today. There are only a couple that have been able to keep their current platform intact. MEDIVIEW is one of them. That being said, we have to collect more information. Well, here's the thing about that, because I've been doing charting in an electronic patient care record system for 4 different vendors throughout my career at Air Methods. And I know from doing that charting, and as you probably know, when you go and do specific types of runs, it has very little to do with the patient. But if you do a treated and transported type of run, it doesn't matter if it's a cardiac, a trauma, or a neuro, or whatever. There are particular fields inside of the EPCR that you're going to mark the same on every one of those treated and transported type of runs. One in particular is the patient disposition, treated and transported by EMS. You're going to select it to that every single time that you transport a patient. And there are other fields that can be grouped just like that. And guys, these are literally like, I got to click here, I got to go here, I've got to scroll down, I've got to find something, I got to select it, I might have to go back here, I might have to scroll down, I might have to select it here. I mean, these clicks and these scrolls will take time. We have the ability through creating templates and building templates to organize some templates that can be used in conjunction with each other that will shave off that time. Because now your leadership is going to be able to go in, they're going to be able to create a treated and transported template and find all of the fields that are marked the same thing that you can use and apply to that run that will shave off having to go and touch 4 or 5 fields inside of there per that template. And when it's just one template, you only get, you know, a small amount of value. But this system's designed to allow you to use multiple templates at once. So when I can go in, I can select the treated and transported. I could select responded from headquarters. I could select your most commonly gone to hospital. I can select male patient and do that all from this screen. I could definitely click 4 or 5 different things very quickly, click confirm, and then all of a sudden about 50 or 60 data elements are already filled out for you inside of here that you didn't have to go touch. And these templates can be organized. These templates can just contain only one data element that it sets and use it in conjunctions with others. We have got it literally with some programs some programs meaning some services, some agencies, that's able to shave off 25 and 30 minutes of their charting time because they come up here at the very top, they choose the templates that they need to use, they click confirm, and it literally allows them to go directly into the patient information to start documenting that patient information. When you're using it in combination of your CAD data along with searching for frequent flyers whenever you have those, and you're using templates all in a combination, there's no reason why you shouldn't have the minimal amount of time it takes to do an EPCR be your Guinness Book World of Records from using the system. Because if you use the templates the way they're supposed to be used, you'll be able to shave off a lot of time there. So these are not configured yet. I have been working with Chris a lot. I just want to edify him. He's just done a tremendous job trying to streamline down some of the drop-down fields and some of the drill-down fields and things in here with just the values that you guys need. My assumption is he's going to continue on to try to adjust some of these templates, but just know this is a thing that will help you guys tremendously. But you also need to provide feedback back to your leadership, what you need. And it's part of me to let you know what it's capable of doing and what it's capable of not doing, so you know how to kind of pass along that information. One of the other things I want to point out, I am proud of Beyond Lucid Technologies from this perspective. I've worked with a lot of vendors. I know the leadership all the way up to the presidents and the CEOs of those companies, and I know what they stand for. And there's a lot of great people out there trying to do a lot of great things. But we are the perfect size of an organization, Beyond Lucid Technologies is, and we have the perfect group from inside of it that will take your feedback and do something about it very quickly. If you run into problems, you have experienced bugs, especially in the beginning. Keep in mind, no system is perfect, but we are tweaking this thing and rolling this thing out quickly for you guys. We're not one of those black holes. I can promise you that. Quick entry, I'm going to go through these tabs very quickly just to show them. I'm not going to talk about what they are. It should be self-explanatory. If I don't cover something and you have curiosity about it because it doesn't look like it's common sense, stop me and I'll definitely say something. But, you know, your call type, the call type that you've been on, the date and time that you made your initial assessments, your acuity. There, you're going to see buttons inside of here that have got sections that are hidden. And you'll know those sections are hidden because there's a show button over on the left-hand side. It would be very smart, and I encourage you to take the initiative, be very intentional about showing every one of these sections for the first 3 or 4 times that you're using the system so you can get familiar with what's underneath here and what you can do by clicking on one of these. When I click on a value and it checks it, I am saying that it is that value. When I click on it again and there's a red X, I am saying it is not that value. And when I click it a third time and it's unchecked, that value is not even in existence. So I am telling you right now, this is a GYN patient. I am now saying this is not a GYN patient. I don't know why in the world I'd ever do that, but, you know, but it's giving you your pertinent negative option here. And then when I check it a third time, it's deselecting it. Hopefully that makes sense. There's a lot of those inside of here. You got your pertinent negative, and then an unchecked version of it. Under crew roles, you're going to be able to select from the roster all the people that are on your call. And then their information is going to appear down here. Then you can select what roles you played on that particular call that you did. You know, maybe Christian was the driver, but then maybe he provided care at the scene and care during the transport. Maybe Jerry drove during the transport, but provided some primary care at the scene as well. Maybe Edwin provided care at the scene as well. You can tell the story very well through the system just by paying attention to what's checked here. One of the reasons why I spend a lot of time on this page is I believe that it's easy to overlook this section, this miscellaneous crew info section in between every one of these crew members. Because this, you have to show it to get to the personal protective equipment that they used. And then you have to show that again. And then now you got your eye protection, your gloves, or whatever the case may be that you're saying that you used or did not use. That all exists under the crew roles section under miscellaneous crew. So just don't forget that it exists here. Again, if you're going through and turning over every stone, you're going to run into it, but it's easily overlooked if you don't do that. Paper form I'll show you later, and then I'm just going to move us on down to the incident tab.